Wai Wai World 2 by Konami was released on the Famicom in 1991, but never made it to the NES. Although there are some similarities to the first game, the gameplay in this one is quite different. As with the first game, Wai Wai World 2 allows for 2 simultaneous players. However, this time around, each player has their own health bar and lives, resulting in a much better 2-player experience. You begin play as Rikuru, a robot who's on a quest to save a, you guessed it, damsel in distress. Rikuru can shoot, double jump, and transform into one of the set of 3 heroes you choose at the beginning of the game. Once you pick up a C, a red cursor will scroll across the icons at the bottom of the screen. When it's on the icon representing the character you wish to transform into, hold up and jump to do so. The heroes that you can transform into are all from other Konami games, and are Simon Belmont from the Castlevania series, Goemon from the Goemon series, Fuma from Getsu Fumaden, Upa from Biomiracle Bokute Upa, and Bill from Contra. When you transform, you're given a timer that counts down from 60 shown in the bottom middle of the screen. When you would take damage, you instead lose time. When the timer depletes, you revert back to Rikuru. Whenever you pick up an H, you can hold B until you begin blinking. When you release, it will clear the enemies on the screen. Some of the stages are auto-scrolling, but most will scroll with you. Other stages switch up the gameplay completely. A segment of the first stage, for example, has you flying Rikuru with the D-pad, shooting right with A and left with B. Later, you'll even fly as Twin Bee and Vic Viper. Some of the stages seem patterned after games that weren't even made by Konami. The default setting has you begin the game with 2 extra lives, but in the options you can change this to anything from 0 to 5. If a player runs out of lives, they can press A to take one from the other. You have infinite continues and even continue codes, which thankfully are very easy to input. I consider Wai Wai World 2 to be completely playable without knowing any Japanese. The menu is in English, the continue codes are just blocks that you fire with the ship from Quarth. There is a lot of dialogue that's in Japanese, but the closest any of it comes to being relevant to gameplay is when you come to a fork. But you don't need to know Japanese to choose left or right. Wai Wai World 2 is an excellent game and is tons of fun as both a 1 and 2-player game. Limiting the amount of heroes that are available to you at once, as well as having alternate paths, definitely increase the replayability as well. It also has excellent controls, except for that Frogger segment on World 9. Here, it looks like you should be able to walk to the edge of this platform while waiting for the next one, but if you try this, you will die. Once you figure out that you only need to tap A once to walk all the way to the next platform, you won't have any problem with this. Overall, I rate Wai Wai World 2 5 out of 5 stars. If you've already played it, how well would you rate it? Or if you haven't played it yet, do you intend to? I'd love to read all about it in the comments. Thank you for watching, liking, and sharing this video, as well as for subscribing to my channel.